What's good, everybody, and welcome back to the channel for another episode of our Oakland Athletics franchise here on MLB The Show 23. We are in August. The end of the season is nearing, and the future has never looked brighter. With a draft where we just saw 4 straight A potential players, 3 of them with at least 96 potential, the best draft we could have ever hoped for. Of course, the episode prior to that, trading for Bobby Witt as well. So while this season at 47 and 63 isn't looking the best, the future is looking bright. And I wanted to get a couple of games against our division because this year our division is very good and we're the only team that is out of the playoff hunt, really. And so I wanted to maybe see if we can mess with some of the chances of our division opponents, and we were able to get the first 2 runners on the board, no outs to start the top of the first inning. Bobby Witt, of course, with the walk, and then Lawrence Butler with a single out to left field. So a good start. Unfortunately, couldn't get a 3rd hit in a row, but Eric Hosmer up here with the 1-1 pitch just sneaks it past the shortstop. Bobby Witt's got speed, as does Lawrence Butler. They both are able to advance 2 bases, and that will bring in a run here, top of the first. Hosmer, of course, plays first base when we face lefty pitchers. And so this is the first time we've really got to see him much. Ramon Laureano next up with 1 out. Couldn't field it cleanly, and that will be another run scored. An error over at first base for Houston, and they aren't able to get any outs. Shea Langoliers here with a full count. That one is outside. You'd love to see a walk there, of course. Wasn't able to get it that time. We'll get a strikeout, as will Brent Rooker. He has not been playing well this year at all for us. Not able to make anything of that at bat. But a nice 2-run start to the game, as that's a beautiful backdoor slider by Trevor Rogers to get a 2nd out. Strikeout, bottom of the first. That brings up Jordan Alvarez. He will also strike out on the slider. Man, I love some strikeout slider pitches. That is easily my favorite way to grab the Ks, as it seems like that's probably the pitch you can most frequently get chases on. It's certainly the pitch that I chase most as well. Ian Happ, for some reason, batting 8th against lefties, I don't think that's really a good idea because his power against lefties isn't anything, but he has really good contact, so I don't know why he's hitting so low. But Jake Rogers in the 9th spot rounds into a double play, top of the 2nd, so not able to continue the momentum from our first inning, but we'll see if Bobby Witt can make anything out of it. Instead goes right back to Valdez. That one in the 2nd. Back up to Trevor Rogers. Excellent first inning. This one's gonna knock down, though. Could be extra bases for Jose Altuve. We'll get the throw in, and we throw him out at 2nd. It looks like Ian Happ playing 2nd base against lefties as well, so I set the lineups at the beginning of the year, and then when an injury happens, sometimes I'll just let the CPU handle the lineups, and it looks like it did some weird stuff against lefties. But Rooker, nice job in the field for that one, able to get that one at the warning track as well. Not that that was a difficult one, but a great throw out prior. Jace Peterson hits this one well, but just can't quite find the area between shortstop and left field. Hosmer up next. He lifts this one into the same area this time. Able to track it down, so good first inning. Not able to get anything in the 2nd or the 3rd. Trevor Rogers on the inside pitch allows a hit to Pedro Leon to start off the bottom of the 3rd for the Astros. Trevor Rogers then gets Ojeda on a ground ball, but Bobby Witt can't field it cleanly. It'll end up being a fielder's choice. Should have been a pretty easy opportunity for a double play, but instead we'll just get the 1 out. And then Eric Hosmer gets the catch and the tag out to end the inning next anyway, so it doesn't come back to bite us. The missed fielding opportunity from Bobby Witt. I feel like in this game, I mean, it wasn't necessarily an error, right? It was just a 1 out instead of 2. That one hits down for Shea Langoliers just inside the ballpark. Nearly foul on that one, but he will get a double with 1 out here, top of the 4th. As I was saying, I feel like if you get an error or just make any mistake in the field, it comes back to bite you in this game as Brent Rooker strikes out for the 2nd time this game. Ian Happ, he is a man you trust to come up clutch in these situations, but just can't quite get that one to drop. Ian Happ, arguably been our best player this year. Jose Abreu gets a hold of this one deep to left field, and it will leave the park, and the Houston Astros are aboard here in the 4th, and will trim the deficits to just 1 run. Trevor Rogers has really pitched an excellent game, I think, for the most part, but Houston Astros are a very talented lineup, and it's tough to keep them down for long. This one travels just under 400 feet. 1 out here, still in the 4th. Jordan Alvarez gets jammed. Peterson makes a nice throw on the move to get him out. It's Peterson. Don't see a lot of highlights of him at the bat, but I feel like he is somebody that shows off some good fielding here. And this one will be a force out to 2nd to end the inning, but of course, Jose Abreu gets the Astros on the board. Both teams with 3 hits through 4 innings. We've just managed to get an extra run out of that. Bobby Witt, cutter inside, lifts this one to left field, and that play is made. Good contact there by Witt, but just couldn't quite get it to drop. Lawrence Butler 1 for 2 today. 0-1 pitch, grounded up to shortstop, and the play is made. That will end the 5th. So really strong start in the 1st inning, but haven't been able to string anything together since. Ojeda will reach base here, just able to get that past the glove of Jace Peterson. Now 0-2. This one a weak grounder for Ian Happ. Makes the throw on the move, and we retire the Astros quietly as well in the 5th. So for the most part, well pitched game here, but that's a sound that you just chip kiss love to hear. The perfect hits. The 1 out double for Eric Hosmer. Need to find a way to get him across the plate here, as that one just smoked right into right center field in the gap. Shea Langoliers with Hosmer now advanced to 3rd base. 0-0 pitch right to 1st base. Valdez beats him to the bag, and that will end the 6th. Not able to bring across Hosmer in the inning. Chase Peterson, speaking of defensive highlights, with the diving catch. Gets back up, and from his knees, throws to 1st base. Gets out Kyle Tucker this time. What a play at 3rd base. You'll love to see it. Jordan Alvarez back up to the plate for a full count. And that slider he will not chase, so he gets on base with a walk. That was a dangerous pitch down the middle to a very good hitter, but able to get the swing and a miss and avoid trouble there. Bottom of the 6th. Both pitchers staying in this game, as save a couple errors. Both have played very well. Brent Rooker has struck out twice in this game, and we will make it 3 on the low sinker. Of course, it's not just Brent Rooker. I have some blame to hold for that, but Jake Rogers just unable to get this one to leave the park here. Rogers allows a nice hit by Chas McCormick, but Rooker able to track the ball and make the play. This one hit to deep left field again, and Rooker can't track this one. Can't say I blame him. Don't know if there's many people who could. This time, another really good throw by Rooker, but won't be in time. 2 outs, a man on 2nd. And we get the play to end the 7th without allowing another run. So Trevor Rogers makes it through 7 innings in this game. Really good day from him. This one's lifted by Bobby Witt to left field. It is back and gone. This one leaves the park. Bobby Witt, a solo shot here, top of the 8th, will extend the Athletics lead and make this a 3-1 ball game. This is the first run we've scored since the first inning. All those middle innings were not quite as entertaining as you would like, at least if you like offensive baseball. This one hit down the line by Lawrence Butler. He is having a good game as well. He gets a double here. His second hit of the day, and he's somebody that consistently, I should say, plays well. And I know I've touched on perhaps maybe editing some potentials for some guys, and I'm kind of working on maybe a set of rules on how we could make that happen. Jace Peterson was on to right field. The diving play can't get there, and it will advance Butler to home plate. Sorry, to third base, not to home plate. Not very proud of that hit, maybe, but I'm trying to figure out a kind of a rule framework for that as Hosmer gets a hold of this one, just not quite hold enough. But it is a good sac fly ball as Butler diving just makes the play. Kyle Tucker with a really good throw there from right field, but just not quite good enough. This one will get through the infield for Ramon Laureano. And we're trying to be aggressive here with Jace Peterson. He's thrown out, though. I don't mind the aggressiveness there. That is not a base running thing that I controlled. That was all on the game. But I don't mind the aggressiveness, like I said. This time, Kyle Tucker with the throw that actually results in the out. A couple of really impressive throws in a row. And then Shea Langoliers, not Shea Langoliers, he's at the plate. That would be Ramon Laureano, caught stealing on that one. Bottom of the 8th, we bring in Zach Jackson. This is hit well into center field. Can't quite make the play diving. Picks it up, throws it to second, though, in time. And speaking of Lawrence Butler, like I said, he has been a very positive player in his 2 years. He's not hitting as good this year as he did last year, but I'd say he's still playing above his ratings. And I need to find a way to have him be rewarded. I hope that MLB The Show would be a little bit more flexible with potential. I do know it goes up, but it needs to go up more for a guy like Lawrence Butler, who for 2 consecutive years has been playing really well. Zach Jackson here allows a hit here by Yordan Alvarez. Runner will hold at second, though, as we also have a right fielder who has a very impressive arm here with Ramon Laureano. That kind of arm is one of the reasons I have kept him here for year 2, and Jose Altuve went there on the outside slider. Zach Jackson's pumped up, and it's hard not to be. Top of the 9th, we have an opportunity to extend our lead, but that's not the way you want to start that, as that's a strikeout here, top of the 9th. 1-2, Rooker, hey, did the strikeout this time. This time actually able to get a hit. It's all strikeouts and hits for Rooker. In this matchup with the Astros, Jake Rogers up next. He gets this one just past the first base glove and will advance over to third. Runner in the corners for Bobby Witt Jr. Can he come in clutch? Yes, he can. This one will get the outfield and easily bring across a run. 2 guys on base, 2 outs. Bobby Witt brings across a 5th run. Nice to see players that, you make aggressive pushes to go acquire, see them come up in big moments. And Lawrence Butler drives this one deep to right field, and this one is gone as well. If there was ever a game to showcase Lawrence Butler and just why he deserves to have his potential increase, it's got to be this one. Making plays in the field, at the plate, 3 hits, including that 3-run home run to really kind of put this game away at the bottom of the 9th. You feel really good about a 5-1 lead. You feel excellent about an 8-1 lead and being able to protect that. in the final inning. So, you know, you might call that the dagger. I don't know if that's a phrase that is used often in baseball. I know it's very popular in basketball. And even though this game's kind of over, I just want to highlight Domingo Acevedo. Been our best reliever in the first 2 years of this franchise very easily, and continues his good pitching here. This one was hit well by Pedro Leon, but able to track it, make the play, and we get an 8-1 victory against a far superior roster in the Astros, if we're being honest. So that's the kind of win that we're looking for. Astros, we're atop our division last year, and if I remember right, they won the World Series last year, if I'm correct, right? I know they did the most recent in real life, but did they repeat? I am forgetting. They might have, though, but of course, I do remember they led our division last year. This year, they're not so much. They're kind of in the wild card race. And for this second game here, we're in the black uni, something we haven't brought out here in this series quite yet, but wanted to do a play a game, sim a game kind of episode. And I think we'll see how it goes. I have enjoyed playing the game quite a lot, but I do want CPU to remain a factor in it. And so we'll see if this kind of episode type can stick. As Jack Flaherty starting the game here, bottom of the first with some strikeouts. That one hit him in the calf, or did it nearly? I don't know. Either way, it was a strikeout. So if you got hit on a strikeout pitch, that's kind of embarrassing. Bobby Witt able to end the first for us. Both teams retired quietly, no hits to start off the game. Nathan Eovaldi pitching for the Rangers in this one. Called strike 3, very good pitch. Chase Peterson may not like it, but it was the correct call there. And that will be 2 quiet innings for the Athletics. Peterson able to get the throw across the plate to retire Nathaniel Lowe here, bottom of the second. Again, just a very consistently good fielder for us. And this nice pitch low by Flaherty. 360 by Bobby Witt. He makes the play. So nice, you gotta see it twice. Let's take a look. Makes the catch. Spinning throw accurately to first base. Love to see our now kind of face of the franchise make nice plays in the field. This one lifted by Marcus Semien. Last year, he was kind of a menace. He just kind of wrecked our team on both sides of the game. I don't know how you call it in baseball, but you know, in the field and on the plate. This one goes for nearly 420 feet. Another home run for Marcus Semien. He's been very good against this team in this series. Adolis Garcia also lifts this one deep, but Lawrence Butler able to track it down as it stays in the park. So we'll hold the Rangers to just one there. Ramon Laureano lifts this one deep, left center field, but that one's tracked down by Bubba Thompson out there playing left field for the Rangers. So we've got a hit here by Shea Langoliers, and that wasn't the best throw, but we do hold our runners first and second here, 1 out. Can Bobby Witt bring across a run? He's been clutch for us, and he will get this one down. Cody Bellinger tracks it, but that should bring across a run, and it will. Another RBI for Bobby Witt coming in clutch when there are runners in scoring position, and that clutch rating for him is one of the ratings that's very high. He has great speed, he has good durability, and he has really good clutch as well. So that was something that made me very excited about adding him. Seth Brown breaks his bat. Nice play over at catcher to get him just before he crossed that first base. You saw him kind of up in arms, wondering how he wasn't safe there, but that one will be a strikeout. Cody Bellinger went around the high fastball from Jack Flaherty. 2 outs now, bottom of the third. This one's a beautifully placed knuckle curve. Bubba Thompson goes down swinging. Chase Peterson now. Can he get this one past Simeon? It looks like he can. Simeon tracked it down, just couldn't get the throw. I mean, that was an impossible play nearly. You'd have to be probably superhuman to make that one. Ramon Laureano goes down swinging. Now 2 out here, top of the fourth, excuse me. Brings up Brent Rooker. Can he come through for us? This one just not quite there. Adolis Garcia tracks that one down. This one's hit into left field. This one will drop just in front of Ian Happ. So leadoff single, bottom of the fourth for Leody Taveras. But the Rangers in a good spot here, top of the fourth, trying to go for a steal here. They will give it to him. So now in scoring position, 2 outs here for Tyler Stevenson. Sneaks it past Seth Brown at first base. Mariano throwing home, but not even close. Rangers retake the lead now 2-1. That's a slider over the middle of the plate for Simeon there. He looks right at it. Strike 3. Top of the fifth now. Jalen Williams goes down looking on a pretty easily inside the zone pitch. Don't know what he was hoping for there. Butler gets a hold of this one, and it won't leave the park, but it will be a beautiful stand-up double from Butler. Showing out when we play, showing out when we CPU versus CPU, doing well in simulation. There's really nothing this guy can't do. Ian Happ gonna send Lawrence Butler home here, and he is easily in. Don't know why he didn't advance here on the wild throw, but RBI single. Our 2 best players right now are Ian Happ and Bobby Witt, and they're the ones that are driving home the runs now. And obviously, honestly, after that, I think you have to point to Lawrence Butler, surprisingly enough. The fact that he had already basically reached his potential at the start of this franchise is odd to me. Again, I don't know much about baseball. I didn't know Lawrence Butler existed before I started this series. So maybe he is, you know what, age whatever, 22, 23 he is right now. Maybe he's already never going to get better at baseball, but not from what I've seen here. As Flaherty will end the inning with a strikeout. Looking there, Tony Kemp up to the plate. This one high in the zone. He gets a hold of it deep back right field. Cannot be gloved by Garcia. Bellinger over to help out, but Kemp going all the way to third here. Throw home from Simeon keeps him there at third, but that's his second triple of the year. Both of them have been in games that we watched, in opening day and then this one all the way in August. Chase Peterson lifts this one. Should be deep enough to bring Kemp home, and it will be. Cody Bellinger did not have quite a good enough throw, and now the A's have the lead. Bad swing there by Rooker will end the 6th for the A's, but a pretty good inning for us, I must say. That will be a walk drawn there for Texas, as Flaherty now gives a nice double play ball, and we will get it to end the 6th. Nice job by Flaherty and the infield on that one. Bobby went back up, 1-1 pitch here. Gets almost through the infield, but Simeon makes a diving play. Again, he just makes plays against us pretty consistently. Probably my least favorite player to play through the first, 18 episodes, somewhere around there. Seager can't field it cleanly, and so Lawrence Butler will reach base yet again, and it will be a base hit from the scorer's decision. And then Happ gets this one down once again. It's a lot of the same players making plays, kind of the top of the order. That's where you'd expect the plays to be made, honestly. Because I feel like the top of our order is pretty solid, but we don't have a lot of depth once you get through our order. It's not very good. Seth Brown has some power, lifts this one to center field, but not deep enough. Play easily made by Cody Bellinger, and that will end the 7th. Not able to add any more runs, despite getting a couple of hits in the inning. Brett Martin comes out bottom of the 7th. Somebody we haven't seen. That was, of course, a Rule 5 pickup for us. And been playing pretty well. Not spectacular or anything, but I don't know if we've seen him in an episode yet. So that's a beautiful knuckle curve. Maybe a generous call there from the umpire behind the plate, but we'll take what we can get. It was pretty borderline. At least part of the ball was inside the zone there. So on those borderline pitches, really you gotta protect the plate if you're Semien there. Adolis Garcia there will draw the walk. Now they got a man in scoring position with 2 down. Just cannot allow them to get that man across. Another walk here for Bellinger there would bring Martin out of the game and bring in Domingo Acevedo. Easily, no, I already said it this episode, but he's my favorite pitcher from our bullpen. And this one pegs him right in the back of the leg. Langoliers, though, has the big arm, able to get it to first base before the runner could cross. And so, this close, but we were able to keep them from bringing any additional runs across the plate. Jace Peterson reaches with a walk. So 1 down, man on first. And Jace Peterson is going to try to steal, does it easily. And so, no risk of the double play here anymore. Don't really think of Jace Peterson as much of a stealing threat, but I mean, he's not slow by any means. Laureano, and that's another diving play by Marcus Semien, man. This dude just doesn't want us to succeed, and it makes sense. He's on an opposing team in our division, but he always seems to be making plays against us. That should be a play over made at third, and Lowe out here doing the splits in order to corral it, but Rangers able to keep us off the board here in the 8th inning. And then Acevedo stayed for part of the 8th. I don't know why we took him out with 1 out left in the 8th. I would rather just keep Acevedo in for 1 out. But Ellis Dixon able to come in and get the out anyway, so it didn't hurt us in the end. Got Langoliers, Witt, and Butler up next. Langoliers went down. Witt lifts this one into right field, but can't quite leave the park. Butler back up to the plate. Can he extend our lead? This one lifted also, but just not quite enough power. Much like Bobby Witt, just opposite side of the plate here. Nathaniel Lowe with the full count lifts this one to Laureano. It seems like all we're watching right now is fly balls. But 2-2 for Tyler Stevenson. He gets a hold of this one deep left center field. It will touch down. Lawrence Butler going over to third, but Tyler Stevenson 1 out double here. Full count for Marcus Semien. He draws the walk. Now the go-ahead run is on base. And that brings up Adolis Garcia. Full count pitch. He hits this one deep in the left field. It gets down. Should be extra bases. Can they bring across both runs? Looks like we're going for it. And the Rangers will walk it up. Adolis Garcia, clutch hitting, will bring the Rangers a victory. And this is the number 1 seed in our division for this year. They were, I believe, 3rd place last year. This year they have broken out and have had a really good season. And they're bottom of the 9th when they needed to make plays. We saw just the reason why this team is atop of our division this year. Either way, I think a pretty fun game to watch play out for me, and hopefully the clips that I showed were entertaining enough for you. I think I like Play One Sim One. I don't know if that's going to be what I do like every episode or anything, but I like the format of it. And so now 50 and 72. Let's see if we can avoid a sweep by the Rangers, and we will. Last thing I kind of want to do for this episode is just see where we're at in terms of the rest of the league. We are last in our division and last in the American League. And there's two teams that have less wins than us, the Nationals and the Rockies, and the Reds are pretty close. And so right now we're hovering around third worst, fourth worst, somewhere around there. And we could maybe even drop to fifth. I mean, rise, I guess, to fifth worst by the end of the season. But that's where we're at in the league. Hope you enjoyed this episode. We'll be back soon with another, and I will see you.